Hello, everybody, and welcome to DRL TV. I'm your host, James Pandoff. With me, as always, is Taylor Butch and Benjamin. Tonight is the championship race for the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series, the final race of the 2019 season, and it's going to be a good one. Taylor, how do you feel about tonight?
It definitely is going to be a good one, and if this race is anything like it was last year, and the first two races this week and the other two series, you're definitely going to have to really be strong on the long runs, because last year in this race, we went caution free till about 15 laps to go. Monday we only had one caution all race, and yesterday in the Grand National race we went caution free. So definitely the long run and the pit strategy as well, because we saw the winning pit strategy for each race be to run as long as you could on fuel, and instead of having to pit, some other guys chose to pit twice to try to get a gain on tires, and it didn't work out for them, to put it politely. So that's definitely something these guys are going to have in the back of their mind as to which strategy will work to come away with the championship. And definitely any one of these four men, whether Richard Springer, Jeffrey Meyer, Adam Free, or Daniel Holloway, they all have a legit chance to come away with this title tonight.
Absolutely. As you see on your screen, the four drivers fighting for the championship tonight: Jeffrey Meyer, Adam Free, Richard Springer, Daniel Holloway. Those are the four drivers to keep your eye out for. Whoever finishes the highest of them will be crowned the 2019 champion. As we see Daniel Holloway currently underway with qualifying. He's here to complete his first lap coming off of turn 4. Let's see what kind of lap time he can set with 2 minutes remaining.
Second on the board, and remember how close he came last year with he and Jeremy Hebel getting together off turn 4 with about 15 laps to go, and thus sealing their fate and allowing Robbie Armstrong to swoop in and steal it.
It looks like Richard Springer is going to reattempt his qualifying lap as he pulls off in 3 and resets. Who else is on the track at this time? Trent Helt, he's going to be starting in the back, waiting till the last second. Adam Free, what's he got going on? Coming down in turn 1, he's on the pole.
He is on the pole. He has shown tremendous strength over the last few weeks, especially last week at Phoenix, where he led every single lap to punch his way into the championship floor. That definitely has to give him some momentum, and he's looking to back that up tonight. Take a look at these numbers. After 33 races, the championship floor, they've combined for 16 wins on the season. So literally just about half of the races have been won by the men in the championship for tonight.
Less than a minute left. Jeffrey Meyer still needs to set a lap time. As long as he doesn't hit the wall, he should have a lap here. He's got plenty of time to make it to the line. Let's see if we can pull in one of our championship 4 drivers. We have Daniel Holloway. Get a quick word with him before we go racing. Hey Daniel, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I do.
Well, I want to get a quick word in with you before we went racing. It's you and your teammate. You guys got a 50% chance of bringing home the championship for your team. Currently, you're 5th on the board in qualifying. How's the truck feel, and how confident are you that you can do it tonight?
Well, hopefully luck is on my side, and not like last year where it came close, but didn't last there. But, top 4 guys here tonight. It can be anybody, so if it goes caution-free, no mistakes out there and damage and stuff like that. So
Absolutely. We saw last night the Grand National Series race went caution-free, but we're going to continue on and get an interview with the other 3 men. Good luck tonight, and hopefully we talk to you at the end of this one.
thanks, guys. Hopefully talk to you guys at the end.
Yep, good luck, man. Got the same motto as Denny Hamlin, no mistakes. I see Jeffrey Meyer. Here we go. Hey, Meyer, it's the broadcast. We got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, yeah, we know how strong you are on these 1.5 miles, and you got 8 wins on the season, and you're on the pole tonight, and you're looking for your second championship in the last 5 days after winning the iRacing Fantasy Truck Series Championship Friday, or Thursday, excuse me. What's it going to take to get it done tonight?
No mistakes. Keep it clean.
Yep, yeah, great minds think alike, I guess. That's exactly what Daniel just said when we had him in here a minute ago. I see you're gritting up here, so we'll let you focus on the task at hand. Good luck tonight, bud.
Thanks.
Let's see if we can pull in Richard Springer and see what he has to say. We'll try to get him in and Adam Free before they drop and go racing.
I got Springer right here. Hey, Springer, you got a copy, buddy?
Yeah, I got you.
Well, you got a solid position starting 5th. What's it going to take tonight to pull it out?
No goofs and a good pit stop. It's a little bit rough getting on and off pit road here, and I have a lot of rear brake in the truck, so we'll see how I can handle it.
Well, we know how it is for you in those long runs as well as running up on that high side, so you got a lot in your corner tonight, but of course, anything can happen. So looks like you're about to roll off pit road, so we'll let you get down and focus.
You got that right. A lot can happen. All right, thank you, man. Have a good run, guys.
Yep, good luck.
Let's see if we can get our final driver in, Adam Free. Hey,
Got him right here.
Adam Free, this is the broadcast booth. You have a copy?
I have a copy.
Well, your rookie season, and you've had one heck of a season fighting for the championship tonight, starting alongside Jeffrey Meyer, who's been arguably the best all season long. What's it going to take for you to finish ahead of Meyer and the other 2 drivers you're competing with tonight?
I just have to have a mistake-free race and save tires.
How's the track feel as the sun cools down? It's going to obviously get a lot more grip, but with the sun still up in the sky, how's it feel?
It's a handful. Got to be real careful with the gas.
Yeah, we noticed that in practice, but of course it's still a long race, 100 laps. Pace car's about to be off, so we'll let you focus, buddy. Good luck.
Thanks.
And those
You can tell the mindset of all 4 drivers. No mistakes. That's what it's going to take to pull it out. As the pace car is going to dive off turn 4 onto pit road. And we're about to get this party started to figure out who the champion's going to be.
Jeffrey Meyer taking his time, and he is off. Green flag, a little wiggle there by the 50, but he still has a nice jump. Jeremy Hebel going to get right up behind him, give him a little push down into 1.
Yeah, you'll be able to run the bottom effectively for about 5 or 6 laps if you take care of it, but going to see just how quickly it takes for guys to start moving up the racetrack. Track temp right now is 85 degrees. That's about 5 degrees cooler than practice. And Meyer will lead this first lap. Of course, no bonus points in effect. It's strictly whoever among the top 4 finishes ahead of the other 3 will be the champion at the end of the night.
You see Dakota Wilkins moving up to 6th, passing the 21 Richard Springer. Dakota Wilkins had heartbreak last week, missing out on this race, fighting for the championship by 1 point. That's how close it was.
And remember, with about 15 laps to go, he was looking good until some other late race wrecks allowed Daniel Holloway to pick up those positions. Was just enough to knock him out. Jeremy Hebel all over Jeffrey Meyer. Curious to see how much of a fight Meyer puts up against Hebel. Of course, you don't have to win the race. Oh, we got somebody down in the grass on the backstretch. Oh, and Matt Vanderkoy into the wall entering turn 3.
Vanderkoy is going straight. Let's see if we can take a closer look. A little bit of damage on the right front.
That was Cody Barber that made the truck who ended up in the grass. No harm, no foul, though. We'll stay green.
Going back up to the lead, Jeremy Hebel, Jeffrey Meyer duking it out.
Adam Faree back to 4th behind Corey Sherman. And Sherman ran well here when he was in the Cup event here on Monday before issue on pit road.
Oh, 88 down on the apron. I don't
gathers
think
it back up, but loses a ton of momentum.
Yeah, he didn't hit anything. That's the good news. Just going to lose a few positions. Started in 10th. He's back to 13th.
And these guys they can definitely make it on one stop if they stretch it out all the way. Cup cars went about 52 laps, and Xfinity went 60. So these guys can definitely make it on one stop, but we might see some guys try the two-stop strategy, try to split their runs into thirds. Although the last couple of nights that hasn't worked.
Tim Sinay taking 8th away from Adam Breeden in the 0-1.
For the lead, Meyer has Jeremy Hebel right up his tailgate.
And just behind them, Jarrett Rogers, Dustin Eichert, and Marvin Wingfield. This is a battle for the 10th position.
Here comes Holloway, peeking to the inside of Farid. Doesn't quite have the room to do it. Of course, next year who was that? Wrecking on the off turn 4. It's David Lindahl again. Everybody misses him somehow. Still no caution. He gets it back going the right direction, and we're going to stay green still. Looked like a repeat of what happened to him a couple laps ago, although he just couldn't quite catch up with the steering. But great job by everybody else to miss him.
Holloway almost getting into the 29, but they sorted it out, and it's the battle for the lead is now a 3-man battle with Corey Sherman entering the mix.
Of course, next season, this Homestead will be towards the beginning of the season, and the championship race will be at Phoenix. So I'm sure there's some bragging rights on the line, saying to be the last one to win the championship at Homestead. Here comes Hebel. He's alongside Meyer. Meyer technically is, still okay, but he's, how much of a hard charger he is, but Hebel clears him regardless.
Yeah, you don't necessarily have to win the race to be named the champion. You just have to finish in front of the other 3 men you're battling, and Jeffrey Meyer is the first one of the 4 drivers. You have Adam Free, who's sitting in 2nd, and then behind him Daniel Holloway for 3rd.
Yeah, I remember last year Robbie Armstrong finished 4th in this race and didn't even win a race all season long, but still was able to channel his inner Austin Dillon and Matt Crafton and win the championship without winning a race. See these guys venturing off the bottom of the racetrack, beginning to run that 2nd lane with those left side tires right on that first seam.
And Sinay battling Dakota Wilkins. Sinay's moving up a lot of positions, started in 12th. He's battling for 7th.
He's trying to make that work on the inside of Wilkins. And you can notice as these guys enter the corner, like down below that first seam, it's the coloring of the track is more gray. Kind of like, it's kind of the opposite actually of most racetracks, where if you get up in the gray, we got one truck into the barrels. Jared Rogers.
Jared Rogers, and he has towed, so there would not be a caution.
Wow.
Let's see if we can see that one more time.
Just got side. That's bizarre looking.
We're going to take it back from the backstretch and see what happened here. Everything looks good down the back. He goes into 3 and 4. He's about middle lane. He's sliding up the track. And it looks like he just started losing it.
That's really odd looking.
And right into the barrel. It's a very unfortunate way to end his season.
Had a battle here between Ferree and Holloway for second amongst the championship 4 and 4th overall. If I recall, Holloway last year was kind of in the same position as far as making his way forward on the longer runs and being there when it counted until his incident with Hebel.
On board with the final driver fighting for the championship, Richard Springer. He sees those two going at it in front of him. I think Springer's hoping something happens and he can get around both of them.
Boy, Ferree is really sideways. He's spitting out. Caution is out. Nobody has hit him yet. And he's safe.
See that one more time.
When we talked to him a minute ago, before the green flag, he said just how treacherous it is off the corners, and he's the latest one to find that out. But luckily, no damage.
Just like Jerry Rogers, he got loose coming off of 4. He was able to cut it right hard and kept himself off of anything. So no harm, no foul, just a loss of track position.
I'm sure Richard Springer's heart went up in his throat when he saw that.
As the leaders are now entering the access road to pit.
Yep, that's the only way you can make a pit stop here is to go down that access road. And technically, in official races, you can go down there and turn back on the racetrack at the last second without getting a penalty, but that won't be the case tonight. Although, honestly, that's still kind of and not the wisest move to fake pit here, given how quick the tire fall off is.
So with this caution, it will definitely take away any 2 stop strategies, and it will at least be 1 stop from here on out.
Yeah, that probably would have been the best strategy to go with anyway, but yeah, if anybody had thoughts of splitting it into thirds, then this caution definitely threw a wrench in their plans, but see how these guys execute their pit stops. Hebel is going to beat Meyer out.
Meyer, Sherman, Holloway, Springer, Dakota Wilkins.
And of course, Adam Ferree is going to come out behind all of them. Did a great job, though, of getting that truck turned back to the right instead of having it slide down towards the inside wall. And when he got that truck turned back to the right, did a great job blocking it down and not sliding up into the racing line. So as expected, every driver took 4 tires. Let's see who we can talk to, as they haven't got one to go just yet. Hey, Jeremy Hebel, you got a copy, buddy? It's the broadcast booth.
Sure do.
Well, you showing just how strong you are at these 1.5 mile tracks like you were last year, and although you're not in the championship 4, of course, what's your mindset for tonight?
Mindset basically is just to go out and get a win. That's all I got going for me tonight. But also at the same time, as you could probably see there, try to tiptoe around the guys that are competing for a championship, because the last thing I want to do is end one of their nights prematurely and their chance at a championship. So I tried to stay off Mr. Meyer and pass him cleanly as I could without causing any problems.
Right, and I was thinking, because on that when you did take the lead, Meyer had about 2 trucks between he and the next Championship 4 guy. Do you expect him to, instead of like risking anything, if he has that cushion, to maybe roll over and give it to you, or do you expect him to race you just as hard like normal?
I would think he would probably race me just as hard as normal, because that's kind of the competitor he is. But if it's on the line and you can secure the championship, it might be worth just backing off, letting the other guy have it. But as racers, that's kind of a hard mindset to get into.
That's right. Yeah, I feel the exact same way as the competitor in myself. But we're coming to 1 to green here, so we'll let you get back to it and see if you can pull out a win.
All right, thank you.
Doubled up and ready to go. Have 80 laps to go when we restart here. And of course, if it comes down to it, 1 green, white checkered if necessary. Anna Free back behind all the lead lap trucks in 16th on this restart, with Hebel and Meyer on the front row. There goes the pace car. And we're back underway.
Great restart there by the 1 of Jeremy Hebel. He's clearing away, going down in turn 1. Jeffrey Meyer, battling Corey Sherman for second. Sherman had a nice take on the inside line, and he might be able to clear Meyer for a slide job and take that second spot away.
Meyer had Holloway on his back bumper for the restart, and they're teammates and all, but they can't race each other like teammates tonight, because they're both have a shot at win the championship. And I'd be curious to see just how desperate one of them might be if one's leading on the last lap and the other one is right there.
Bringing Wilkins, might have made contact there. Wilkins going up the track.
Keep a close eye on this 29 truck of Ferrari to see how quickly he can work his way back through these guys, and if he's got the handling on that truck a little better. I'm sure every time he's going through 3 and 4 now, he might be a little bit gun shy, at least for the next couple laps, based on what just happened to him. Here comes Meyer looking on Sherman. Sherman gives him room, but still is able to prevent Meyer from making that pass. And now Richard Springer has moved up behind Holloway, so 3 of the Championship 4 drivers are nose to tail.
It's going to be a dogfight to the final lap to determine who's going to be the champion. As we have Dustin Eichert using that high line.
Oh, another spin off turn 2. Nice save.
That was David
Is that the
Lindahl
88 again? Yep. So he gets it back under control, and Green's still out.
Anderson A working that high side of the 7 of Dustin Eichert. That'll be for the 7th position.
And Dustin Eichert doing a little double duty this week. Was also in the Cup race on Monday before an early exit. Look at the run Springer has on Holloway, just a half groove above him. Well, now a full groove above him, maybe even 2. Yeah, through 1 and 2 right there. And now Wilkins looking to join that battle. Oh, Wilkins. Sideways.
Oh, evasive action.
Wow.
You got contact with the
no,
01.
Ricketts more. Adam Breeden.
That's a
We're
hard
all
hit for
deep.
Breeden.
Oh, more trouble. Cody Barber got hit from behind by Cody Gatsky. Still no caution. A bad lap there for the DPR drivers, other than Springer, of course, as two dysfunctional Patriot teammates end up in the inside wall.
I really don't understand why there's no caution.
Yeah, there's a lot going on there, but what that does is it's going to string out this field, and also Jeffrey Meyer is past Jeremy Hebel for second place. See Breeding and Gatsky and a couple others limping back towards pit road with heavy damage. Yeah, that was peculiar as of why the caution didn't get thrown there, either by iRacing or by race control. Turn 4 thus far has proven to be Calamity Corner. As we've seen now, I believe 4 different incidents, although just one that brought out a yellow flag. Adam Free in 8th position right now, 5 seconds behind the race leader, and Corey Sherman. And he is now taking the lead. While that was going on, not only did Hebel drop back, he also lost the lead as well. And Sherman, of course, not in the championship. I don't believe he even made the chase to begin with, but he's still hungry for his first Truck Series win, and he's proved he's very capable of pulling it off. Although he looks a little bit loose up on that outside, and then Meyer pulls alongside.
Yep, Jeffrey Meyer to the inside, going to try to take the lead.
Not going to be able to ease his way into the gaps through that corner. I mean, that's difficult to do. But he's making it work.
As we take an update look at Adam Free, who was that first caution, he's currently up to the 8th position. Had to start in the rear on that last restart up to 8th. A great drive by him.
He didn't really lose that much time by all that action that was going on. They were able to kind of spin down out of his way. But of course, it did string the field out quite a bit. See the 28 of Barber back on the racetrack. Although very slow and with a lot of heavy damage still. Hebel alongside Sherman in the battle for second place, with Holloway lurking. With these two fighting like this, that's going to allow Meyer to potentially drive away. 2.5 tenths quicker that last lap was Meyer than these guys behind him. Oh, big wiggle out of the one of Hebel.
Yeah, they're going to take a 3 wide.
Well, Holloway thinks better of it, or does he?
I think he wanted to, but he realized there's still a lot of time left in this one and didn't want to risk anything happening.
Well, you can see just how on the edge that one truck is of Hebel. See him turn that wheel back to the right.
While all this is going on, Jeffrey Meyer is opening to almost a second lead over these guys.
And now Richard Springer sees Holloway starting to get seized up by these two. I think Sherman might be at the mercy of that. His tires maybe getting worn away after running that bottom last couple laps. Now Holloway's going to dive under him. And now that Hebel has cleared the 6 truck as well as the 26, he's starting to move back in on Meyer a little bit. So Holloway's cleared to 3rd. Springer working on Sherman for 4th. Now down to just 12 trucks on the lead lap following all that carnage off turn 4. Wilkins being the last of those, and he's got some pretty significant damage on his left front.
As you see Springer closing in on the 6 of Corey Sherman, going to try to take that 4th position away.
And Hebel is still continuing to slightly gain on Meyer as he has another big wiggle. He's driving the thing for all it's worth right now. Although he lost the 10th right there, and Holloway is coming back as well. Yeah, Springer lost a ton of time right there. Still unable to get past that 6 truck. I mean, we're at the point of the run where passes on the inside are going to be tough to make. And even if you're faster than the guy in front of you, if he runs the preferred line, it'll be difficult to pass him.
As you see, Trent Helt has come down the pit, taking a look at his machine.
Has some damage on the left rear as
Yep.
well as the left front.
That he does.
Looking back, he actually got loose off turn 2 and ended up into the inside wall on the backstretch. He made some pretty serious contact in doing so. Oh, on the front stretch, it's Corey Sherman. And he's got some heavy damage to his left front. Basically the same situation.
Let's see if we can see that one more time.
And once again, right in front of Richard Springer. So a possible contender for the race win. Yeah, he's got serious damage. His hopes to win this race is probably over.
Coming off of turn 4. Just like several drivers tonight, they got loose coming off of 4 and into the inside wall.
So now the championship 4 are Meyer in the lead, Holloway's 3rd, Springer 4th, and Ferree in 7th, although actually 6th. He just passed Dustin Eicher for that position.
And the 6 is down in pit lane.
So now, I believe the pit window has opened if anyone is going to try to pit early. Because no doubt from here it's just a one stop to the end. And Trent Helt has officially retired from the event. Tough season for that 09 truck, although he got a top 3 finish at Talladega, but other than that, rough season for that 09 truck, and he'll be hoping to bounce back next year. Now, these two guys behind Meyer are catching him. Hebel and Holloway running together. And Corey Sherman's also retired. And you notice the sky up above these guys, it's still kind of in that dusk portion. I don't believe that we're going to get to full-scale night. I know we didn't get to full-scale night on Monday night in the Cup Series, and that race was 33 laps longer than this one.
Batted for second is Bruin. Daniel Holloway taking a look at Jeremy Hebel.
They're both still catching Meyer. About a tenth a lap. That time only about a half a tenth. Oh, Hebel.
What a save by the one. He's going to give up that position.
That's all Holloway needed, is he just scooted by on the outside, and now he's the next truck behind Jeffrey Meyer. Oh, got a truck in the wall. Oh, it's Terrence Sinay. Gets the inside wall as well. Still, again, no caution yet. That was right in front of his teammate Ferree. Sinay gets it going.
And he tows
Well,
it.
now he stops on track, but nobody was coming, so again, we're going to stay green. Still only just the one caution so far. Oh, now Holloway wiggle off turn 4.
There.
That's going to allow Hebel to keep up his momentum and repass him for that second position. Boy, if anybody doubted Adam Ferree's comments at the beginning, you can definitely tell he was right on top of things. See just how sketchy it is off these corners, all throughout the field. This time by, actually, we just passed the halfway point. 50 laps to go in the 2019 Dynasty Racing League Truck Series season. Oh, Hebel again. Holloway says thank you very much.
Doing a great job saving it is that one truck.
And now Springer. He lost enough momentum where Springer might be able to capitalize and pass Hebel.
And if he does, that will make it a 1-2-3 battle with the 29 of Adam Ferree. He's currently in the 5th position.
And Terrence Sinay has officially retired. Another driver that's shown speed throughout the year, but just hasn't gotten the finishes to show for it. And we're now down to just 9 on the lead lap. See a battle back here, David Lindahl, Matt Vanderkooi for 7th and 8th. And with all that sliding around behind Meyer, it's allowed him to gap these guys after they were closing in on him.
Another wiggle there by the one of Jeremy Hebel.
Gap now is 0.8 of a second when they did whittle it down to about 0.3. So I'm guessing, based on how all these guys are getting loose and spinning off of turn 4 in particular, that It might not be the wisest decision to pit now and get burnt by a caution flag. Although the window has been open now for about 8 or 10 laps. Although here comes Richard Springer. As soon as I say that, he's going to dive on to the access road and be the first of the championship Ford drivers to pit under green. Trying to keep that thing out of the grass, and a nice entry. Wonder if these guys behind him have taken note of that. I'm sure they've taken note, but I wonder what their strategy might be. They stay, at least the top two stay out this lap. Springer looked to execute his entry into his pit box pretty well. So he is praying, no cautions, guys. And he's down and away. He's going to rejoin the fray. Of course, he's got to go a lap down. But if this goes green the rest of the way, and depending on when these guys pit, Springer may have come up with a move of the race. Holloway with a wiggle. He had chopped it down to half a second before that one. And Springer's going to be flying by these guys. He passed Faree, who was in fourth position, 9.5 seconds back of the leaders. Springer is in the lucky dog position, so he wouldn't be hurt too much, but it would still hurt him if a caution comes out now, because he would be in the best position to take advantage of these fresh tires, and he is still the only one up of anybody, not just the championship four, that is pitted on a green.
Half-second lead Jeffrey Meyer has over teammate Daniel Holloway.
And Hebel's dropped back to 2 seconds behind here, as he has really still got his hands full.
And then it's a giant gap to 5th place Adam Faree. And then another big gap just to find the 5th place driver of Dustin Eichen.
Yeah, Holloway's close enough now, but we've noticed the last couple of times he pulled up right to his back bumper. It's almost like the opposite you expect to happen. The guy in second is the one losing the air on the rear spoiler and looping it. David Lindahl and gives up 6th position to come to pit road. And look at the ground Springer has made up on these fresh tires, as he is flying by Jeremy Hebel. Now are these guys in a position where they're going to have to run longer and hope for a caution. Because right now Springer is definitely in the best position. Although here comes Hebel to pit road. Let's see if Faree follows him. Not yet. And up front, Holloway now right on the rear tailgate. As Springer is going to fly by both of these guys, and Springer now back on the lead lap.
Yeah, you can see how much better those fresh tires are. He just
And now Holloway to the outside of Meyer. Daniel Holloway flashes past his teammate and assumes the lead.
Oh, wiggle there though by the 26. Is able to stay out in front.
Perhaps these guys have the mentality of have the freshest tires at the end of the race. But Springer is definitely taking advantage of the tires he's got. I mean, he's gonna, if this stays green, he will assume the lead. The question will be whether or not the 50 and the 26 can run him back down. And as for the 29, a Ferrari, he basically needs a caution regardless. I mean, he's recovered well from his spin off turn 4, but he's still 8.5 seconds behind the leader, so. Dustin Eichert in and out of pit road from 5th position. Yeah, Springer is gaining. Springer ran a 32.1 last lap, while the leader, Holloway, ran a 33.5. So a second and a half faster at the moment. Let's see, Meyer. I thought he might have been pulling down low to pit, but not yet. Okay, that's Adam Breeden on the access road with all that damage. There's Matt Vanderkoy at pit road. Was running 4th.
Yeah, the 72 having himself a night.
And he's looking to put a rather rough season, try to end it with a solid run. And now Springer is up to the 4th position. So even if he gets a caution right now, like he'll still be, he'll still be in contention, but he'll be in great shape when these guys come to pit road under green if we stay green for that long. So right now, there are only 5 on the lead lap. One of them is Dakota Wilkins with a damaged left front. And he's only 2 seconds in front of the race leader, Holloway. Right now, the free pass car would be Hebel. Actually, here comes Jeffrey Meyer to pit road.
Looks like Holloway will follow.
Although Meyer did beat him to pit road by that 1 lap. Pretty solid pit entry.
Ferrari's going to stay out.
Now, Ferrari might be in the position where, kind of like where Kevin Harvick was on Sunday, where he's basically going to run it long and hope for a caution. Meyer is back on the track on the access road. And here goes Holloway back out of pit road. So, trying to see where this cycle out. Because technically it says Holloway's still in 2nd for the moment, but that'll change. Alright, so Springer is 13.2 seconds behind Ferrari, who still has to stop. So he'll have a significant gap. As you see Holloway go by the leader Ferrari to unlap himself. And that's going to be the big question, is whether the bad boys racing guys of Holloway and Meyer, once this pit stop cycles through, whether they'll have enough time to reel in Richard Springer. As here comes Farid to pit road. Didn't quite get the caution he was hoping for.
Spring is staying out, so he will assume the lead from the 29.
And right now I'm gonna... Yep, Springer's gonna assume the lead here. Meyer stopped on lap 68, while Springer stopped on 55. So 13 laps, the difference in tires. And wait for scoring to update one more time. Right now, Holloway is actually ahead of Meyer on the track, even though Meyer pitted first. So Springer has a 17-second, almost 18-second gap back to Holloway and 20 seconds to Meyer. So it's going to be a similar situation like it was yesterday. We saw Ryan Hesgard have to try to run down James Lorello from a big deficit and was unable to do so. Although he had fresher tires, the gap was just too much.
Looking at the pit lane scoring, Daniel Holloway was a second faster than Jeffrey Meyer in pits.
That could be the difference. In second place, it still might not make the difference as far as winning the championship. So Richard Springer right now is just praying that the next 25 laps go green the rest of the way. Or Springer was in championship 4 position a year ago in the Grand National Series, where he ended up in 3rd. You can see that the Holloway is significantly faster. Last lap, Springer ran a 32.9, Holloway a 31.9, so he's a second faster. But will the deficit be too much to overcome? As the fresh tires that Holloway has are going to start to level out with the 21 eventually. See this lap, another 31.9 by Holloway, so still about a second a lap. Plus, Holloway still has to pass Jeremy Hebel, who was in second right now and about 6.5 seconds behind Richard Springer. See the lap times here. Springer another 32.9, Holloway 32.0, so a little less than a second. Well, even if it doesn't work out, still a great call by Richard Springer, in my opinion, to leapfrog these guys and at least give himself a chance to make them go around him.
Yeah, it's
Springer.
one thing to catch him, it's another thing to pass him.
Another 32.1 that time by Holloway, while Springer had a 32.93. I guess another thing to consider is, Jeremy Hebel is also, he's still running Springer down, but not as fast as Holloway is. He's about 0.3 faster than the 21. See the line Springer is running here. Right now, he was on the very bottom a few laps ago. Now he's starting to get on that first seam with his left side tires. That lap of 33.25 Holloway, it's still a long ways back to Holloway. Holloway at 32.38. So it's going to be a nail biter.
As we are starting to come down in laps.
Of course, the caution flag would change everything.
20 laps to go, 19 now at the line.
Springer 33.21. And Holloway, as he comes across the line, a 32.34. So still about 9/10 of a second each lap.
And if this rate continues, Holloway should be able to catch Springer before the end of this one.
So Springer picked up the pace a little bit that time, a 33.15. And Holloway a 32.33. At this rate, I believe Holloway would catch Hebel before Hebel would catch Springer. And that might play to Springer's benefit as well. Because I'm sure Hebel ain't just going to move over. Although he might. But we'll just have to wait and see what happens when the 26 does, in fact, catch the one. Well, that time Holloway didn't gain as much. He only gained 7/10 as he ran a 32.62 and Springer 33.31. That time a much better lap from Springer, ran a 33.15. And Holloway a 32.55. And this time around we'll have 15 laps to go. And also, Holloway has a couple of lap trucks in front of him. Cody Barber in the 28, who is teammates with Springer, although, yeah, he's just going to let him go because he's got a lot of damage anyway. But he also has Matt Vanderkooi in front of him to try and pass, and he's in the lucky dog position. Yes, Holloway only gained 4/10 that lap. And if you look out Springer's windshield, you don't see anything but the racetrack. No trucks in front of him at the present time to deal with. Springer 33.3, Holloway 32.9. And still with Vanderkooi in front of him and Hebel is in front of him as well.
We are 13 laps away from crowning a first-time champion in the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series. Richard Springer doing all he can to hold off Daniel Holloway, who is 6 seconds back and gaining.
And trying to make it 2 straight drivers to win from the dysfunctional Patriots Racing team to win the Truck Series title. Although when Robbie Armstrong won it last year, he wasn't on the team. But you see what I mean. See, Holloway only, again, just about 4 or 5/10 quicker, so these tires definitely are starting to level out a little bit. Holloway has gotten past the 72 of Vanderkooi, but Meyer still has to deal with him. And Holloway also has Hebel in front of him to race. See, last lap Springer a 33.3 again, and Holloway a 32.9, so continuing to be about 0.4 of a second each lap. Although at that pace, that's going to be close.
A caution would completely change this.
Caution is the only thing Adam Faree needs if he's got to have a chance, because he's back in 5th place, 17 seconds behind the leader. Although he does have to fresh his tires, just needless to say, it doesn't have the track position. Well, Holloway can see Hebel. I can see Springer actually as well. Well, now Holloway is, let's see what his lap time is here. Holloway a 33.03. Springer is still a 33.36. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think Holloway's going to get there. If Springer's able to maintain this pace. Plus, of course, Holloway still has to fight the one of Hebel. And now with just 8 laps to go, Springer a 33.38, and Holloway a 33.1. So I guess it's fair to say now that the tire advantage is leveled out between the two. Meyer was able to pass Vanderkoy, but he's too far back to be a factor unless there's a caution. But just the remarkable consistency that Springer is able to put down. And he's been very outspoken how much he likes the long runs, and how the longer the run goes, the better he gets based on his driving style. So they come around now, 6 laps to go this time. Oh, Jeremy Hebel nearly loses it off turn 4. Well, he has still got his hands full. Holloway is within just a half a second of Hebel.
Five to go this time by for the 21 of Richard Springer.
Yeah, Holloway needs to get past Hebel immediately if he's going to have any shot. And looks like he's got him cleared now. Can Springer maintain this gap? Three laps to go. Holloway a 33.16 versus a 33.41 for Springer. So he's basically got to gain a second a lap, which at this pace is not happening. He's going to have to rely on a major mistake from Springer, Holloway does, in order to catch him. Oh, did you see the back end of the 21, though? A little unsettling. 33.37 from Springer that time, as he got 3 laps to go, versus a 33.23. So yeah, I mean, Springer is doing everything he needs to do.
He can take it easy
In the
these
truck.
couple laps. He's got a 3-second gap. He doesn't need to push it.
You can't afford to get too complacent, but yeah, he can breathe a little bit easier, though. Although he'll breathe a lot easier next time by, as we have 2 laps to go. Still a caution could change anything in this last lap. Well, how about Richard Springer? Came from Grand National ranks last year, made himself championship eligible with his win at Kansas, a track similar to this, and here he is just now as he approaches the white flag, now just one lap away from winning the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series Championship. The gap's still 2.6 seconds. It's now just half a lap to go, 2 more corners. The call he made to pit 13 laps before the other ones did is about to pay off. And 2 more corners. Springer through 3 and 4. And he's home free. The 62-year-old from California is going to win the 2019 Dynasty Racing League Truck Series Championship.
What a drive by Richard Springer. He's had a fantastic year.
Maybe not the most consistent year, but he definitely proved week in and week out that he was a factor. Let's see what kind of celebration he has, because he's from the old school. He's not one of those guys that really does many donuts, but winning a championship is different. As Holloway comes up to give him a congratulatory tap.
And third place goes to Jeremy Hebel. And
oh, there you go.
Nice tap there by the 26. Let's see if we can pull in Jeremy Hebel. It looks like Richard Springer is content on sticking to his ways and not going to burn it down.
Let's see, there's Hebel. Hey, Jeremy Hebel, it's the booth again. You got us?
Yes, sir.
Well, not quite enough to come away with the win, but you certainly, it's good to have you back again. And a great run to end the season, and you certainly let these guys know that if you were part of the championship four, that you would have certainly been a contender. Talk about your run.
Yeah, it's if I could have stuck around the whole year, it would have been interesting to see how it all shook out. But ultimately, it was a fun race. Didn't really expect it to go green all the way to the end, but this is definitely a tricky track, and kind of managing the loose and managing your tires is it's all about here. And I think I kind of ran them a little too hard there on that run and got myself behind. And once I knew I pitted in front of Daniel and Jeff there, I thought maybe I could make up enough time on the good tires if they stayed out to kind of get up there. But Mr. Springer just had it on cruise control because I didn't think he was going to have tires that good to stay ahead of us that far. So kudos to him.
Well, great run again for yourself. Although we saw you a couple of times really have your hands full, particularly off turn 4, and that's what the word we were getting from the other championship guys, just how treacherous it was off the corners. And we saw that a lot tonight. Although we only had 1 caution, but there was a lot of wrecks that could have and should have maybe brought out the caution. But just how difficult was it to control that truck off the corner?
Very, very difficult. Honestly, it was like an ice skating rink off of turn 4, and I'd say turn 4 was the worst. Turn 2 was probably half as bad, but and all depending on how you abused your tires was how much worse it was for you. And at the end there, it was pretty bad, and I was having fun holding on to it, I guess.
Yeah, we had fun watching you, believe me. Who do you got to thank for this third place finish as we wrap up this season?
Want to thank my teammate Dakota. Wish we could have got him into the championship 4, but he had a good run, good season. He's developed a lot, and I've had fun trying to teach him some tricks and get him better and seeing him perform better on the track. Everybody that watches our streams cheers us on, makes us feel good when we win, and also helps us out when we feel bad when we don't do as well. And just everybody that behind the scenes that puts the league on. You guys doing the broadcast. It's a top-notch place to race, and I enjoy going back watching the broadcast and everything. And seeing how everything shook out.
Well, we certainly appreciate it, and I agree. Dakota Wilkins definitely has. He's got some solid talent overall, but he's definitely improved since a year ago. And of course, just that 1 point away from being part of the championship for tonight. But certainly, I could sense it in your voice just how hungry you guys are for next season.
Most definitely.
Yeah, I can see. Well, hopefully, maybe be able to run some Winter Series races with us. But if not, we definitely look forward to seeing you guys back next year, and have a good off season.
All right, thanks.
All right, so that'll bring us to Daniel Holloway, who wound up just 2.2 seconds behind Richard Springer at the checker flag. You got a copy, Daniel?
I do.
Well, difference in tire strategy turned out to be the difference there, as Springer pitted 13 laps before you and Meyer did. I guess did you need a few more laps to run down Springer, or was it still going to be too much?
I still had about, I think if I had another 5, maybe 10 laps, I know I would catch him and get him. Because it was pretty smooth still.
Because we noticed, like, after you made your pit stop, you were about a second, and then it kind of dwindled out to about 8 or 9, and then half a second, and then kind of leveled out to finish.
Yeah, good call for him. Just ran out of time, ran out of laps.
So this might be a dumb question, but is this year more bittersweet than last year?
Second place is another second place again. A great season. I can't complain. Last year, I got caught up in a wreck. This race here, it was all out there, and just ran out of time. That's all it was. Still a good, second place. I can't deny this season as far as that. Springer, these top 4 drivers would be hard to beat tonight, and all 4 of us, stayed up there. And the longer the green flag was, I think the stronger I was in the run. But just ran out of time.
Well, certainly doesn't take away from the terrific season you were able to put together. Led the league in top 10s. I'm not sure if you were aware of that or not. This was your 24th top 10 of the season out of 32 starts, while your teammate Meyer was next in line with 21. So certainly shows how consistent you can be. And I will say this, bud. I'd rather finish second like this than to have what happened to you last year.
No doubt. It was a hard-fought race tonight, and like I said, the longer the run was, it felt like the stronger I was getting on the old tires and everything. And kudos to Richard. I was debating on whether to pit earlier too, or just run it out. Me and Jeff had even though we were against each other, we were still teammates, and we were still trying to do the same strategy, and came out, I don't know how, 2 seconds ahead of him after that pit stop, and we were talking to each other how that happened, or where did I beat him more off of, or something like that. And then we were just counting down seconds, and I was looking at the laps, but trying to stay focused, and just ran out of time. That's all I
Yep, I think this is just what it came down to. Just not enough laps, but certainly a great season again. Real quick before we let you go, got any shout-outs?
I do. I want to say awesome teammate with Jeff. Steve, not here, but I know the Bad Boys, awesome season this year, and stayed up front most of the night, or the season. I know we finished in top 5. Great job, Jeff. I think you won most of the race this year. Couldn't ask for a better teammate in here. And gosh, why did Springer get me, man? Jeez almighty. I'm gonna hear this one for a long time with Springer. Congrats, Springer. Awesome job all season and everything too. You guys up in the booth, DRL, James, you guys put in this league. Getty for the trucks, I do believe he's part of it too, and everything. All the fans, family out there that's watching. What can I say? Got second again.
We appreciate the kind words, and I have noticed myself that you and Springer have a little bit of a friendly rivalry. But one more thing: are you gonna? Well, first, are you gonna return? And if you do, are you gonna run the trucks again, or are you gonna move up?
Right now, I'm just gonna see what plays right now. I might move up. I might stay. I'm not sure yet. Too early in the season to think right now.
That's fair enough. But congrats again on a great run tonight, as well as a great run through the entire season. And we're looking forward to, if we don't see you in the Winter Series, definitely looking forward to see you next year.
Thanks, guys, and congrats on your win, by the way, on that a few days ago with that interesting race.
That's right, with that other fantasy league. But appreciate that, and I definitely lucked into it, but I'll take it. All right, thanks again, bud. Well, take care.
See you guys.
I'm glad he remembered that, because that was a wild one itself. But
looks like we got a little shenanigans going on. Let's pull in.
Told you they got a friendly rivalry.
Let's pull in the champion, Richard Springer, and see what he has to say.
I'm sure he's got to be smiling from ear to ear right now. Richard Springer, the man, you've done it. You got a copy.
Yes, I got you, boys.
Well, 13 laps was the difference in the tires that you guys had from each other. Walk us through that decision, and was that the only decision you had, as we see a little double burnout going on? Is that your only chance?
I think so, although I noticed when I came back out, the track was a lot better. I mean, I could either the rubber was laid down or something, and I could drive it much more comfortably. And it takes me forever to get a rhythm anyway. But yeah, the teammates, we had some teammates that had some trouble, and they were helping me out as far as figuring out strategy. So we pitted early. We split that run in half, and I was surprised those other two boys didn't come in right after me, but they didn't, and that's probably what did it for me.
Yeah, that was what we were keeping our eyes on, is when they would counter your strategy, but they stayed out longer than I anticipated. But even when you did get that advantage on them, what impressed me the most was the consistency in your lap times after Holloway was running it down. I mean, constantly...
yeah, I ran like 2 or 3 or 4 in a row that were the exact same time on my screen here.
Yeah, you kept running. You kept running like 33 ones for a brief period, and then like 33 threes at the end, and then 32 4, and and Holloway said it himself. He just ran out of time.
Yeah, he did. I guess Meyer must have had a problem, because I think he pitted before Holloway. I figured he would come out first, but maybe there was an issue there in the pit road.
Yeah, we noticed that as well. Noticed the difference in time between the getting on the pit road and the stop itself. But certainly a terrific season for you. Your 4th win overall, and of course the championship. That's two DPR drivers to win the championship in the Truck Series.
Yeah, I was. I feel bad for Meyer. He was the fastest guy all year, and I think me and him are the 2 oldest guys in here. I'm older than him, so old guys rule.
There you go. That's
at least for tonight.
Yeah, that's a good way to look at it. Are you gonna try to come back and defend your championship next year, or are you gonna move up to the Grand National level or the higher level, whatever we end up doing?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like there's going to be a whole bunch of guys. If you're going to combine 2 series, there might be a crowded field. I like driving the trucks, just like Meyer. He likes driving them, and that's why he's stuck here. So, I can understand that point. So, yeah, we'll have to see. I don't know what car we're talking about, or I want to see what the new tire model does. I know what it did for the K&N car. It's pretty good. So
right.
Hopefully they'll have the new tire model across all the NASCAR, or all the cars in iRacing, I guess.
And well, of course, yet to be determined within the league admins what we decide to do. But either way, we're looking forward to having you back, whatever series you end up running. And that's if you're unable to stick around for the Winter Series. But before we let you go celebrate this championship, who do you got to thank?
I got to thank my teammates. all year, and especially tonight, DPR. And I got to thank, of course, James and all the other boys that do all the work that takes to run a league like this. Of course, you got to thank the broadcast team, Taylor, always dependable, showing up all the time, doing RC and announcing
Yeah,
and called on.
I'm glad
You know,
I wasn't
David,
put in that
David.
position tonight.
No, you are. And Dave, that brings me to David, who stepped up and donated his time to do this series. So yeah, thanks all around. Of course, big thanks. Probably the biggest one is to the drivers for showing up, and I saw quite a bit of courtesy out there and tonight, and a lot of the year, but some of the year no. Anyway, it's a feeder series, so you're going to get some of that. But yeah, thanks for the drivers for showing up and making this a series, making it a series at all. And with James' help, we got it done.
Yeah, well, it's been a terrific season for yourself and for a lot of other people, and for me and James and Getty when he was doing the broadcast with me, just to watch. Because you remember this, like at the beginning of the series, the guys were getting used to each other, and it was kind of all over the place as far as the on-track production. But
like
the
Pocono.
second half of the series, yeah, Pocono. But
and others,
put
yeah.
that bluntly. But definitely the second half of the season was terrific all the way around.
And it's actually a testament to the drivers getting better, because the trucks were much tougher to drive.
Yeah, definitely.
They made a big change a couple builds ago, I guess, and it really changed.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we appreciate your time again, and congratulations, my friend.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate that. And we'll see you guys again. I'll run some Winter Series stuff. Sounds like fun.
Yep. Well, we're looking forward to having you, man.
All right. Catch you guys later.
Yep. Take care. Well, James, what a season, I must say, from start to finish.
Yeah, these guys really turned around for the second half, as we mentioned. A lot cleaner racing and a lot more exciting racing. We've had some of the best finishes I've ever seen this season in the Truck Series, and big congratulations to Richard Springer for winning the championship. He did a heck of a job, and definitely heartbreak for Jeffrey Meyer. He led the most laps tonight. He's had 8 wins this season and just fell short. But hopefully we'll see him back next year, and hopefully he'll be able to get the job done. But taking a look at our unofficial results, Richard Springer is the winner, 2019 Dynasty Racing League Truck Series champion. Daniel Holloway comes home second, Jeremy Hebel third, Jeffrey Meyer fourth, Adam Ferree, the final championship contender tonight, comes home and rounds out the top 5. And that just shows you how deserving those 4 drivers were to fight for the championship. All 4 of them finishing inside the top 5.
Yeah, definitely. And not only that, all of them led laps at some point during the event. So they definitely, although Ferree had his early issues after his spin off turn 4, all 4 of them were still competitive throughout the night.
David Lindahl comes home 6th, a great run for him. Justin Eichert 7th, and Matt Vanderkoy comes home 8th, a phenomenal top 10 for him. Dakota Wilkins comes home 9th, and rounding out the top 10 is Cody Barber.
Everybody outside the top 10 had a lot of issues tonight. Adam Breeden credited with 11th, Terrence N.A. 12th, Corey Sherman, who did lead a little bit there, comes home 13th, Trent Houghton 14th, Marvin Wingfield 15th, Cody Gatsky 16th, Jarrett Rogers 17th. A lot of these drivers had trouble off turn 4. And of course, big thanks to our race control, David Wright, for all he's done throughout the season. I mean, what a season we've had here, James. I mean, think about this. 16 different drivers won a race this year in the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series in 34 races. And the championship Ford won 17 out of the 34, so exactly half.
Yeah, everyone did a phenomenal job. And taking a look at our credits. Thank you to everybody that makes Dynasty Racing League possible. James Pandor for owner financial marketing. Thank you to Martin Wenzel and Jordan Gonzalez for making all the graphics and technical support you see each and every week on these broadcasts. They do a phenomenal job. Thank you to everybody that broadcasts and shows off what these drivers can do. David Warburn Jr., Taylor Butcher Benjamin, Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf. Thank you to Ryan Branch, who did Cup Series earlier this season, and to all of the special guests. Thank you to all the race controllers that take the time each and every week to oversee these guys on the track. Martin Wenzel, Getty Buckner, James Pandolf, Robbie Armstrong, Dakota Wilkins, Ryan Hesgard, Jeremy Hebel, Richard Springer, Eric Weatherholtz, and of course David Wright. Thank you to all the admins, James Pandolf, Getty Buckner, Martin Wenzel, Ryan Branch, and David Wilburn Jr. Well, Taylor, a heck of a season. 2019 is in the books for Dynasty Racing League. Congrats to all the series champions, and I'm looking forward to seeing what next year will bring.
And me too. I mean, honestly, I'm a little bit sad for this season to end. I mean, it was terrific stuff we saw this season, but that just means that next year's got to be better, right? I mean, the best could still be ahead. Just really enjoy what I saw this season.
Absolutely. We got big plans ahead for 2020. And for those of you watching, if you are interested in joining Dynasty Racing League, visit our website at dynastyracingleague.com and submit an application, and we will get you on the driving roster and into our league races. Well, Taylor, I think that'll do it for tonight. What a race. Congrats again to Richard Springer on winning the Dynasty Racing League Truck Series Championship, and congrats to Wade Hustad and James Lorello for winning the other series championships. Have a great night, everyone.